What is up, guys? Your King and Knight, it's a Valentine EX Turk with another Final Fantasy video discussing pretty much, not more just episode prompted, but Final Fantasy 15, since this game is still going on until after episode Ignis. I mean, this game's gonna go on for a while, so there's something that always popped up in my mind. Now, Ardyn calls Versteal his friend, and knows what Versteal's up to. Even he said, "Do you recall the child that the Lucians took away from you?" And Versteal said yes. Meaning, could that mean that Versteal and Ardyn are in cahoots with each other? Even behind Idolus's back? Now, I've said this before, that this would be behind Idolus's back, because Ardyn manipulated Idolus. But it looks like there's a unholy partnership, and this is what I would call the Sinister 2. I know, the Sinister 6 thing, yeah, I got it over, but it makes sense on the fact that these two are the most sinister Final Fantasy characters in the world of EOS, for good reasons. Meaning that, because he not brainwashed, but spoon-fed Idolus, and that's why Idolus wanted to get the crystal and everything. But he didn't have to spoon-feed Versteal. Versteal is pretty much 100% with Ardyn's plan. So, could that mean that Versteal could have maybe in the past worked with the Lucius Caelums? Is it possible that he could have worked with the Lucius Caelums when Ardyn was still, when Ardyn was still to be, you know, a king of Lucis? Well, close to it, but never did. But the point is, could that be possible? That means maybe Ardyn and Versteal were actually friends way back when. Or maybe Ardyn saved Versteal's life. Remember, Ardyn's 3,000 years old. Maybe when Versteal was younger, something happened to him, and then Ardyn saved his life, and they become good friends. They both have the same like-mindedness. And in fact, Ardyn was the one who told Versteal that you could be using demons instead of people to make perfect soldiers. Hence why Versteal worked on Magitech. The idea of Magitech came from Ardyn. So this is why I call Ardyn and Versteal the Sinister 2. Because everything was planned. Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15, even years before. Possibly even King Regis' death when King Regis was young. I mean, we know Versteal lived a long time because, you know, the dude looks old, okay? The dude is balding on the top, has white hair, white beard, wrinkles. We know he's old. And Ardyn said he was old. So they could be planning this stuff for a long time. What if it's possible Versteal's actually older than Idolus is? And that he was actually the one giving Idolus the ideas. And Ardyn stayed to make Ardyn not look suspicious, because Ardyn was also to spy on the Lucius Caelums. Even though Ardyn at the time was Idolus' right-hand man, who just spoon-fed him ideas, Versteal and Ardyn have the same ideology on every single thing. Hence why I'm playing evil music, because these two are the most sinister characters. All the stuff that happened in Kingsglaive and after was Versteal's fault. But even before that, the war with the Astrals, you know, the team up with Ifrit was Ardyn's fault, which was way before the events of Final Fantasy 15. Was way before the events of Final Fantasy 15. I will repeat, way before the events of Final 15 was all Ardyn's fault. You know, I think Versteal probably had the same kind of thoughts as, had the same kind of thoughts as Ardyn had, pretty much at this. I think when it got to the time, skip to the timeline of Kingsglaive. That was all Versteal, according to the voice record tapes, the diamond weapon plans, and everything. But again, he still would need Ardyn's help at it. I think him and Ardyn had an unholy union, and they both manipulated Idolus to bend to their will. Because, well, since Idolus is, like, you know, a presidential figure, one emperor, but still like a powerful, very powerful and important person, you know, Idolus still has to green light everything that goes on in order for them to receive money for their plans. And since Idolus wanted the same thing Versteal and Ardyn wanted, he was like, okay, yeah, take all Niflheim's money, all the taxpayers of Niflheim, pay all the tax money to make sure Versteal creates Magitech, and that's how it happens. So, actually, I would call this the Sinister Trio. But Idolus and Ardyn aren't friends. They don't get along with each other. As you see in Kingsglaive, Idolus frowns when Ardyn's right next to him because he knows he can't trust him. But Versteal is down. Versteal is down, man. He is down with everything, you know, Ardyn's doing. In fact, he don't even need to be brainwashed. Versteal's like, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Let's do it. Let's create Magitech out of demons, and let's kidnap people of villages. Let's do all this fucked up shit. Yeah, I'm down with you. What's up? What's good? In fact, they're both homies, you know. Versteal and Ardyn are just like, I don't know what you call it, prison convicts. You know how there's two prison convicts? They make friends with each other in prison, and when they get out, they do some crazy fuck shit. That's exactly what Ardyn and Versteal is at this point. They've been through some history together. And that's why I wanted to make a video, because I just can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop visualizing what's going on. You know? Because Versteal was cool with everything Ardyn had to say. Like, if they were in this together. That's why I have a theory about this. My theory is Ardyn and Versteal has been planning this. Even without Idolus even knowing some of the stuff. Now, he had to tell some Idolus some of the stuff. Not to say he didn't tell Idolus anything. I mean, Idolus has to greenlight it because, well, he's the emperor, you know. And if you're going to clear out, you know, scientifical stuff, because science stuff costs a whole bunch of money, and that's a lot of taxpayers' monies to go to, like, cures and, you know, medicines and stuff like that, or even, you know, armies using demons to make soldiers, it still costs something. So Idolus had a green lighted, so I'm pretty sure since Idolus gets along with Versteal, you know, and Versteal had to be the second one to tell Ardyn's plan to him, and then, you know what, because Versteal has been working with Emperor Idolus for a while, he was like, okay, I'll consider it. Since it's coming from you, I consider it. You know, because, I mean, even Idolus knows Ardyn isn't trustworthy. He knows. I mean, everybody else knows. I mean, you know, he's just not a trustworthy guy. Just, you look at the guy, and you know he's gonna do some fucked up shit to you. You know he is. He's gonna he's gonna stab you in the back. That's just how he rolls. Yeah, but with all that, I'm just trying to say is that Ardyn and Versteal has been planning the whole shebang for a long time. Of course, Ardyn started the train of everything that happened through manipulation and through years of fighting the Lucius Caelium with the Niflheim Empire. And then, you know, getting Versteal to create weapons to destroy Insomnia. You know, during the peace treaty, quote-unquote, peace treaty signing, faking a peace treaty signing to get close to Insomnia. You know, which all the events from Kingsglaive to the original Final Fantasy 15 pretty much was all Versteal's fault. But he'd still need to have a co-conspirator to make this work, and Ardyn's the perfect one. There's a reason why Ardyn is the Chancellor, because the Chancellor is like the government position. Ardyn knows how to give people what they want. Sure, he's an evil son of a bitch you can never trust. And trust me, you cannot trust Ardyn with anything. But he knows how to get people to do what he wants. He got Idolus, the great emperor of Niflheim, bend to Ardyn's will. He knows how to do it. Even Ravus called him a puppet of the darkness, because even Ravus understood that he was only a puppet to Ardyn all this time. Ardyn knows how to make things happen. He knows how, he knows how to give people what they want. Like, He will. If you're looking for a ton of cash, you work under Ardyn, you'll get a ton of cash. If you're looking for hot girls, you get a lot of hot girls if you work under Ardyn. Ardyn will give you the things you want. The only redeeming value about Ardyn is he knows how to get what you want. He knows how to get you to do what he wants. So it's not impossible for him to get Idolus to greenlight stuff. But I think that's why Versteal need him as a co-conspirator, because Ardyn knows how to sweet talk people and get people to do things. I think some reason why sometimes the Niflheim takes control of other territories is not only because they keep bombing and destroying other territories. That's just one. But it could be possible Ardyn has been talking to other people's leaders in those territories and pretty much giving them a better deal, because that's what Ardyn does. There's a reason why I think Ardyn Izunian is pretty much a character of the devil, because he knows how to get people to sell their soul to him. He knows how to do things. He even got King Regis, and King Regis knows. King Regis is like, I just want to hurt this motherfucker. But he got King Regis to agree with Noctis and Luna Freya's wedding. So that's why Versteal would need him. So he's more Ardyn is more than just a friend or an acquaintance that agrees with his his psychiatric state. But Ardyn is also someone who could get things for Versteal. And here's where Ardyn would find Aranea to recruit her. Even later find Ravis. In fact, it was probably really Ardyn that brainwashed Ravis. Even though Ravis trained more with Idolus. He got Ravis as a recruiter. I think he also recruits people because Ardyn knows how to do it. He knows how to sweet talk his way out of stuff. I mean, he got King Regis, a guy who clearly hated him, to agree with a wedding that could be a trap, So, I think it's more than that. I think the Sinister Two are sinister because both are geniuses in their own way. Versteal's a genius because he creates anything, and he's a scientist. Ardyn's a genius because he can manipulate people to do what he wants with a high charisma. So may the crystal be with you, and that's just my discussion today in theory. So may the crystal be with you.